This is Greg Noyes of Pacific West Home Inspections. Today I'm doing a house in Agoura Hills. It was built in 1975. And I'm going to go over how to shut off the different utilities. The front of the house, you'll find the water line coming in. It's a 1-inch water line with a gate valve here. This is how you shut it off. It's galvanized and then supplied to the house is galvanized, and they did a repair with this tar or putty. There's some other rust areas in the galvanized. Next thing we'll look at is how to shut off the gas meter. That will be on the left side of the house. We're at the left side of the house and you'll see the gas meter here. And on the pipe coming up from the soil, there's a tang here. When it's up and down, it's on. When you turn it 90 degrees, it's off, and you will have to use a wrench for that. So that's the gas meter, and next to it we find the AC condenser, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Now the electrical panel is in the rear of the house. At the rear of the house is the electrical panel, and you'll see the main panel breakers right here. It's 100 amp. And some of the labeling needs to be more descriptive. They don't tell exactly what room lights are and so forth. I'm going to take the cover off, and then inside here you'll see, with the sunlight, you'll see aluminum wiring, solid aluminum wiring. And this is something they used back in 1975. Let's see if we can get a light in there. And it's come back to haunt us. Where the wire twists around a screw, it'll crack and short out, and that's what you have there. So the house needs to be gone through with an electrician and repaired. The pigtail with a little piece of copper, and to repair all the outlets, all the switches, receptacles, and so forth. So we're talking about the galvanized pipes, and one of the problems with galvanized. The inside of the galvanized usually builds up with a lot of minerals. So one of the tests we do is a flow test. We'll turn the sink on and reach over to the tub. You can see how much that is found to drip now. So it's sort of like my arteries. It's cholesterol buildup, and we'll turn it back on. And the water comes back. So basically, at this point, the house needs to be repiped with copper, or any of the other newer pipes. We use PEX or CPVC. So we're back in the garage again. I just want to point out a couple more things with the galvanized pipe. The pipes near the water heater, you have a corroded galvanized pipe, and that's the hot side, and then the cold side coming in, they have tape over the leak, and now it's leaking. You can see over rust areas on that. And I wanted to go over a couple of things with the venting. They have a transite pipe vent, and we haven't used that since 1978. What happens, the hot flue gases come up through the vent and then up the vent pipe, and it's a asbestos cement product, and it cools the exhaust fumes, gases too much, and they'll condense. And when they condense, they'll come back rolling down. In this case, you can see it's rusting out the bottom part of this vent connector, and it's a whitish color. And it's even more pronounced here in the furnace, and they have a newer type of furnace, so the exhaust is not that hot, and this whitish stuff is some milky asbestos coming off the transite. So you got this milky substance coming down. So the transite pipes need to be replaced. And also in the water heater, this is a pressure release valve drain, and it drains into a pump, in which we don't like to see. If there's kids in the family, especially babies, there's no secondary beam lights for your auto reverse for your garage door here. And there's a couple other items about the garage door that you'll see on the report. And then the opener did not self-close. So that's what you have there. So the next thing we're going to do is climb the roof and see what's going on up at the roof. So the roof is multiple layers, as you can see here. And they told me the last layer was put on in 1996. Composition shingle. And it typically has a life of 20 to 22 years. So you're starting to see some deterioration of it here. Be careful, we have a couple home inspectors fall off the roof lately. You can see here again the deterioration of the roof, and the ridge caps are all deteriorated. And as I walk it, you're getting deterioration here. So the ridge caps definitely need to be replaced, and your rest of the roof is pretty much shot as well. The back side you can see the rock is missing here. It's just coming right off. This is the base material here, and when it's that far along, it's time to re-roof. So what you have up here is a roof that needs to be redone, stripped down all the way down, and remove the layers and then start over again. Here are these two transite pipes for your water heater and for your furnace. This one here is your furnace. See if these come up. See, these caps are all rusted out as well. It needs to be replaced when you replace vent pipes. Again, this is Greg Noyes, Pacific West Home Inspections, and I can be reached at 818-271-0417.